ask, what's independent Scotland going to do for the poverty-stricken people of Scotland? If more migrants getting bribed to come here to vote in our nation's history that's gone on for 300 years or obviously more in the UK, right? It's benefited off the UK more. So why is the SNP is trying to get the migrants in before 800,000 people can vote on the nation's history for working down the south?
We won't have Trident to pay for it, so all the savings from Trident.
So migrants are okay. If they've come over tomorrow, they're better off to vote, better and allowed to vote before the Scottish people who have lived in the south, who are full Scottish. Yeah, that's the truth. That's 800,000 Scots not to vote, but migrants are. Look at this area in Western Hills. It's poverty stricken, right? And when you look at this area, these are all from middle class backgrounds. When you look at this area, who do you see moving in the houses before the poverty stricken Scots? It's the migrants who are getting houses and benefits. What is the Scottish Government, I'm going to ask you, what is the Scottish Government going to do? What? That's not because of poverty, because we're here. The whole of your working class areas are in poverty all over the UK, right? SNP haven't tackled that yet because they've got the powers, but they're so interested in splitting the UK up for their own gain, because national socialist parties, right, always have to do it the same. It's, right, go for it. No, well, fuck BNP. Right, you heard that on the cameras. How's that BNP? How is that BNP? Oh, let me see. What's the SNP's history with the Nazis during World War II? What was it? Tell me, if the Nazis took over, the SNP government was going to be our government for the Nazis, just like the IRA collaborators. So tell me, why is Alex Salmond going to bribe migrants?
Churchill's policy.
What's Churchill's policy?
He was going to
So you're against the soldiers who fought sacrifice, life and limb, are you? Right, go for it. So explain to me, why is migrants? I'm not twisting everything. Why am I twisting something? Tell me why. Explain to me why I'm twisting something. Right, so I'll give you all this. You're in middle class people. I tell you what, he's not from the working class background anyway, that's for sure.
You don't know anything about our background. Where I came from a perfectly working class background, and I'm here because I hate the inequality in this country, and that is why.
What inequality? Tell me what inequality.
Because we have people who are living with very little, and we have.
Yeah, in areas like this, right? And who's coming in? And the Scottish Government has allowed more migrants. Right, and explain to me then, UK government. Well, let me see you in the UK government. And UK government, it's hundreds of Scottish MPs there. They're all in it together, we know. But the SNP is a separatist party, and we all know they're a separatist party for their own gain, because it's sinister. Because let's see this area here, the migrants are all coming here. Right, Pakistan. Oh, so we've got to talk about Islamic countries now, yeah?
No.
Right. Yeah. Well, you just talked about. Who's this racist like towards my own people? I'm not racist towards my own people. But I'm saying this area, I seen on the newspapers the other day there. Alex Salmond has got to bribe migrants over the Scottish people. So the Scottish people, if I work down south and I miss my opportunity to vote, a migrant who's coming over here on the 1st of January. What do you mean there's no point? Well, you're not giving an explanation why I should have voted yes. Why should I vote yes? No, but what do you mean of racism? Explain to me what racism means. So Alex Salmond is racist towards all people because he's not allowed them to vote.
It's not racist towards anybody.
It's just the British Isles we live in.
This is about.
It's just the British Isles we live in. No, I don't. But I don't understand why Scottish people, 800,000, can't vote on the nation's history, right? That's been going on for over 1,000 years, right? Why migrants just came over here and got allowed to vote. Why is that? Yeah, but why is that though? Because, well, is it equal fair now? Is it equal fair for the English people? But I'm scared for the English people in this country, and the Irish people in this country, and the Welsh people from this country, because they're British. Because, yeah, you say that's because it's anti-British, really. Because when I see SNP supporters around here, they're all anti-English. English this, English that. You've probably got more English in you than what I have. Right? My friends from Ireland. Right? No. Well, how's it racist? Well, you're trying to split the UK, and why is your supporters going around that? Why is your supporters going around burning British flags for then? Yeah? Yes, they are. Yes, you are. Anti-British. Yeah? Anti-British. Everybody's British, right? We've been here for 1,000 years.
My family's from England. My parents are from
But your blood's Scottish, innit? Or whatever. Right, well, it's all the same.
in Scotland. My blood isn't Scottish. My blood comes
What I'm trying to say is, why isn't it a fair vote for Scottish, 800,000 Scots? No, what are you talking about the racism? I'm talking about the votes. I'm talking about the votes and the poverty-stricken. What's this SNP government got to do? No, what's it got to do with the poverty-stricken areas like Western Hills?
Well, that's exactly why we're here, because it's not going to
And what? Tell me, what's the money going to be spent on? What? How's it getting worse?
It's getting worse because the poorer
But there's poor areas in England though. And there's poor areas in Wales.
Because Scotland hasn't voted for a Tory government.
There's nothing to do with Tory government. This is not a 4-year term. This is for a 100-year
Scotland didn't
term.
vote for a Tory government last year.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What is the Scottish SNP for the Scottish people going to do for the poverty-stricken people around here? Are they going to put them in first?
So what's going to happen if we stay in the UK? Who's going to help the poverty-stricken people here? Is anything happening in the UK?
Well, no government's helping, but the SNP, and SNP going on about the pound. What's happening with the pound? Are people going to work for 35 pence an hour?
Right, I've had enough.
You not had enough? Oh, you can't answer the questions, eh? And you give me this racism term. I've got black friends, you know?
This is about
But you call me a racist. I'm just asking about votes. This is your SNP government.
Yeah, we're here. We are driven here because we would like a more equal, fair society. So that
Well, why hasn't you asked your party to have the powers they've got now, with the money they've got now, to help out the equality, the badness, right? Yes, well, mostly it's the Scottish National Party. And we're now reading the newspaper, bribing migrants, you know, they've got the money, even Labour and all that saying it, they've got the money to help out Scotland now, but they don't want to do it. Are they going to take a 11% pay rise? Are they going to do that? I'm a working class guy, right? And I've been struggling to get a house for 6 years. So I see, how am I probably too noisy? How am I? So you're discriminating against me because I'm too noisy. You're judging me. So I'm judging you and you don't like it. So Alex Salmond shouts at people. So ours Parliament, it doesn't shout down. You try to tell me that's lies. Yeah, I see it every fucking time. Sorry for my language here. Even Alamak gives him it slinking, and she still gets it shouted at. Because that's what you're about. You're anti-British, anti-English. That's the so core of it. I don't care if you think, oh, we want equality for Scotland. We've already got a freedom. We've all got an identity. You know, fought and died for next to Scottish and English and Welsh and Irish soldiers have fought and died next to each other through war to protect people like yourselves. But what you do, you're trying to promote a sly. You try to get the sly vote of splitting up the state. I don't know why he's been here anyway, because this is a very, very poverty-stricken area. And you're a middle-class background. Oh, we could tell that. And maybe a socialist background too. Maybe a Nazi socialist party as well. See? Yeah, well, why? So, well, you know, I was just going to ask, so, if you've got to speak to Scottish people, what are you going to tell them? Vote yes, and that's it.
No, actually, no, that's not.
What's the promises for an independent Scotland with the oil, which we've no anymore, because it's owned by... No, don't put the camera away. No. So what's happening with Scottish people? What's the money involved? Like how's things getting paid? No, well, I'll be quiet now. How's things getting paid for then? How's things going to pay?
You say you'll be quiet now. Then you
Right,
start talking again.
right, go for it. How's things going to get paid?
This guy doesn't want to know the answers. He knows all the answers.
I know all the answers. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So why are you being...
Because I don't want you see. I want to see some passion. I seen a programme. There was no passion from a no campaigner, but there was passion for a yes, and you have no passion at all, have you? Because there's no explanation.
Because you're being foolish.
I'm not being foolish. How am I being foolish?
You're acting like a fool.
I'm not acting like a fool.
You're forbidding to make questions, and all you do is shouting and shouting.
It's just like Alex Salmond, right? Use the Scottish soldiers as a tool to steal the vote from the Labour Party to the Islamic migrant vote.
Managed to say something
Yeah.
there.
And what's this? Your leader is at the Lockerbie, remembering the Lockerbie bomber, right? And he's the one who told McCaskill to release the Lockerbie bomber. Whether he was part of it or not, he's still a terrorist in my eyes.
Is that? Well,
So-
that's a reflection on your eyes, though. That's not.
How's that reflection in your eyes though? How?
Well, because That's just what you call perspective. That's what you think.
So he's trying to blame the UK government. He's trying to blame the UK government, right?
Leave him with this camera.
Right. It doesn't matter who's in charge. We all know they're a mess. But the SNP are a separatist party. They're a separatist party, and you don't care about the Scottish people. You just want the votes. You know, and that's what you want. And then it'll be an English situation. Yeah? Yeah? What, anti-English, anti-Welsh, anti-Irish, like what happened with the students' fees. Yeah? You can laugh all you want, mate. I'm a working class guy around here.
The Irish.
Irish, my friend's pure blown Irish. It doesn't go to IRA nonsense or anything like that. He came through here because he's a migrant from Ireland.
Yes, but
He's pure British, so he loves Britain. His brothers are in the army, so you know, I know my history with that. But I also know the history of the IRA as well, collaborated with the Nazis, right? What do you mean shut his house? Listen, where's the passion coming from? Yous? I want to see your passion. I want convinced. I want convinced. I want convinced to vote yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Vote no on this scum because anti-English, anti-Irish, anti-Welsh. Separatist party. Vote no.